Okay, what I'd like you to do is see to it that a copy of that gets sent to Trey first. The biggest, baddest commercial you can create, saying everything that you just heard me say. Okay, you follow this?
Yeah. Right.
What is doing that? Why does that? Why do we have static? I mean, why? What is that all about?
I'm not quite sure, Chief. Musa, do a sound test. I want to check your connection.
All right. Hear me now? I'm using some card drive right now.
That's excessive.
Can you hear me?
No,
I mean, I've been on mute all through the recording. Anything there?
That's hard.
Let me try shutting down the meeting and restarting it.
Okay. Well, I'm not coming back. I'm doing work. I got other things that I'm doing. What I want you all to do,
I'll keep the recording going.
Listen, what I want you all to do is I want you to send out a memo to every OSOICE member. I want each of those members to memorize that spill. I want each of you to be able to say it as crisply and as nicely and professionally as you just heard me say it. Because here's the reality, gentlemen. Do you realize that if we don't have to reinvent the wheel? I keep telling you all that that's what my father has said long time ago, meaning all we have to do is utilize the one that's already been tried, tested, and proven to work. Now, again, the hard work has already been done. If everybody would have listened to me a long time ago when I told them to learn that spill, to get you a Save the Children World Movement t-shirt, and to get you a clipboard, and to make up some flyers, and to get in the street. Our people are, it appears to me, are afraid to come in contact with other people. This is why our numbers are low. This is why we're having problems, because nobody wants to go outside of their comfort zone. You got to get in the street and start shaking hands with people and talking to people that you don't know. That's the only way this is going to work. And what everybody wants to do is remain within the confines of their very own comfort zone. And again, there's only one thing stopping you all. You want to know what it is? Fear.
What is it, Chief?
Fear. Each one of you has a hidden phobia about walking up on somebody you don't know and saying what it is I just said. You'll stay behind the desk while you punch keys on a keypad and look into a computer monitor. You'll say it on the phone to somebody, but no, I want you saying it now, live and in person to other people. If indeed you love me, you'll do it. If your fear is greater than your love, then we failed before we started. Figure it out. But that doesn't mean you drop your computer effort. No, I'm not saying to take your computer effort and throw it to the, cast it to the four winds. I'm just saying stop using the internet like a crutch. Thinking that that's the answer to everything, every one of our problems. It's not. what's the answer up and above all that to our problems is each and every one of you all's ability to be able to become a people person. One that is not socially inactive. If I has an inability to socially interact with other human beings. If you can't see by now that what I'm saying is true, you're blind as Stevie Wonder. That's what's wrong. That's why our numbers have not increased. That's why we've had 600 subscribers on YouTube now for months. It's not a shame, it's a damn shame. Only because people fail to remember that God is anything or anybody who's in a constant state of creativity, constantly creating. You have to remake yourself, each and every one of you, into a being who has no shame in approaching another human being and speaking to them. Because there's nobody on the planet that speaks better than we do. You all are just not utilizing your gifts. Not totally. Don't get me wrong. The work that you do on the inner perspective is definitely OSOICE and OSOICE. And I do indeed take my hat off to you, and I applaud you. And I tell you right now, I appreciate everyone and everything that you do for the OSOICE and for yourself as a means by which you are earning eternal life. I applaud you. You're doing a wonderful thing, a wonderful job. But what I will tell you is that there's always room for improvement. And you have to set, once you reach goals, you have to set even higher ones for yourself. What brings about change is one word. Want to know what it is?
What, Chief?
Dissatisfaction. And there's one word that stands in between failure and success. You want to know what that is?
What is it?
Yes.
Preparation. To be properly what? Prepared.
Yeah.
I want you all to know that 85% of the battle is already won merely by being properly informed. And there's no one that can tell me that I'm not properly informing you all. Trust me, I'm not skipping a beat. I'm not leaving one I undotted or one T uncrossed. And I have faith in you all more so than what I've had in beings that were your predecessors, so to speak. Only because those beings would hear sound right reasoning. They would hear a plan that would take them to where we all needed to be a long time ago. And they would go in one ear and right out the other, only because they're in fear of getting out in the streets. They don't want to go outside and shake hands with people and get to know people that they don't know. Especially, I can understand the coronavirus. You got a whole bunch of fears. Fuck all that. When Most High stands for you, who is there that can stand against you? So fuck the coronavirus and ask, where's your faith at? Then becomes the question. Because if it's your time to go, damn it, there ain't nothing you can do to go a minute ahead or a minute behind that. And you could be sitting in your living room and a damn plane come through the roof and get you. Boom. See you back underneath the ground. So you really think a mask is going to, or whatever the situation may be, really, if it was meant for you, if it's meant for you to go down, there ain't nothing you can do about that. So you're going to spend whatever time you do have worrying yourself about that. No, if I was you, I'd be living life with a smile and enjoying it to the best of my what?
Ability.
Because life is a very beautiful and grand thing when you just let it be. I mean, just because everybody else is damn miserable, that don't mean you have to be or we have to be. How do you think you're ever going to live that spirit if you don't live your what? Your own. I fight to lift my spirit every what? Day. Because I know life is an extravaganza. It's a celebration that you have to be prepared to participate in. Anybody? Thinking again. So as a man or woman thinketh, so shall it what?
Be.
So if you see something that is not working or not happening the way it's supposed to, all you have to do is think again. And more than doers, we are deciders. And once the decision has been seen to be made firm, then I promise you the doing will become effortless. And you start to see yourselves doing without doing. And you will also start to see everything getting done. Because it won't be your second nature anymore that you're feeding on. It'll be your very first. It'll be who you what, really what are. And that's the one thing that you all can't be any less of anyway. The one thing you cannot do is be less than yourselves. And each of you are excellent people. I'm talking about beautiful. You got it going on big time. But you just have to learn how to follow orders to the letter, man. It's not something that, first off, I told you a long time ago. Seek for the truth, and you will what?
Succeed.
You will find it. And then I said, and the truth will make you what?
Free.
Free.
I didn't say set you free. I said make you what? Free.
Make you free.
So listen, let me just say this to you all right here now. When I said, and the truth will make you free, I want you all to know that I'm not going to make no one do any thing. But you all are about to be made to do a whole lot of things to free yourselves. And many other people like you. You're going to be made to do that. And guess who's going to be making you?
Yourself.
You. Yeah, because you're going to realize this is real. This ain't no joke. You know. And one day you're just going to wake up and you'll be like, damn, what he said is the fucking truth. Let me put my clothes on and go outside. Go for a walk. And then as a person walking down the block, you're going to have the heart enough to walk up to him and say, excuse me, sir, can I get a word with you? And then you'll break the ice, and after that, it'll start to flow. But until you do that, it will only, first of all, you all will never know the greatness that you are intended to know. You will only carry to the table the greatness that you all are able to make manifest over the internet, which is only like, that's like a bird with one wing. All you're going to do is keep, a bird with one wing can only fly in a circle, around and around and around and around and around. And you'll see that you're actually going nowhere very fast. Just like Brandon. Poor thing. I'll pray for him. but bless his heart. And I mean that literally. Brandon is going to go around and around, round and round. Without question, it's a circle from which we come, but did you know there's such thing as a vicious circle? That it's not us who create it. It's you all who created for your what? Yourselves. Just because you don't want to listen. The things I'm telling you is all wise, right, and exact on the money. All you gotta do is just do it. Don't believe me, check it out. Just do it. Lose your fear and just do it. And I guarantee you the results that you all will get will be phenomenal. Everybody's got these bright, creative ideas that I'm quite proud and quite flattered to hear. When I speak to you all, you sound like young, aspiring geniuses. Yeah, I'm quite proud to share your company. No doubt. I think you all are the absolute. I love you all.
Love you too, Chief.
And I wouldn't be with it. I don't want to be with anybody else but y'all right now. You know what I mean?
We're working on it, Chief.
I know. And I thank you for that. But up and above that, you should be thanking your what? Self. Because you are moving toward the means by which you are earning eternal what?
Life.
And heaven. Heaven is something worth fighting for. Don't forget that. It's something that your great-great-grandmother's been telling you about since you was a little kid. A place where you go and everything you can imagine that you want is right there in a very grand way. It's like cotton candy twice. Don't get no better. Hopefully, you all hear me. Because everything I just said to you, I said out of love. Hopefully you hear me.
We here.
I hope so. Hey, y'all. I gotta go. I love y'all, man. Hey, let me say this to you. All you gotta do is take one step in the direction of the Most High. I guarantee you, the Most High will take 100 steps in your direction. Just do what I say you do. It's not that hard. It really isn't. It's not that hard. It's not. You all make it complicated for yourselves. It's simple. It's not hard. And you know, look at it like this. Look at all the things that the heavens has done for you. We've been there for each of you every time you needed us to. Every time. With the little things that we asking you all to do, you should be honored, number one, that we asking you. I mean, I'm happy as a faggot in Boys Town to be a slave to the Most High. I will be a slave to the Most High every day, any day of the week, and be honored. I'd be like, oh man, I'm so thankful you want me to slave for you. And man, I will, your butler, your maid, for the Most High, shoot, please. You feel me?
Yes.
Right.
Want me to take your garbage out? Yo, what you, man, me? Man, I'm thankful. Man, you realize the Most High asked me to take his garbage out? I'm like, dang, that's beautiful. What a beautiful job.
I am too, Chief.
I'm thankful that he chose me to do it. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yes.
You understand? I mean, you got to feel where I'm coming from here, y'all. You know what I mean? Really look at it. Look at all the things that the heavens. Wait a minute, Jordan. I'm sorry. What I'm saying, you need to hear too. Look at everything that the heavens has done for you. When you needed it done the very fucking what? Most. There's never been a time that we've abandoned, y'all. We've taken very good care of you. In the scheme of things. I mean, you all might think that at the time that, you know, you may have had to taste something distasteful. But if you look back, even the distasteful things were grand because they fortified you and strengthened you in places that if that didn't occur, you wouldn't be able to fight the fight now. But you fight the fight well, to the best of your ability. But never forget how much we love you. And just how serious our love is when we administer it. I mean, we do the thing. You feel me?
Yes.
We do the thing. You don't know it's true. So the little things we ask y'all, why are you so sluggish and scared to do? What makes you so scared? And what are you scared of? You have nothing to fear but fear itself. And you all are fighting of other human beings loving you. You are fighting of you loving other human beings. You all are selfish with your love. You only want to give it to who you want to give it to. Give it to everybody. All the fucking time. Whoever they may be. Even white folks. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Because what I mean by that, if the Grand Poobah, the KKK, was standing there racist as fuck, calling me a little nigga and this and that and that and that, I bet you I can touch his heart and get him to stop that. I bet you that. I bet I could. It might take a little time, but if I don't give up, do you realize if you take a hatchet and you strike at the mighty oak at least once a day, 1 or 2 strikes, bah, 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 before long the mighty oak will fall. Just because you personally, patiently persevered, and even if it wasn't a little chip that came off, each time you struck at it. And even if your hatchet wasn't but a little thing compared to the mighty oak, just that little bit of love. I'm not saying go out and be foolish in the administration of love. Because you got people who piss on love here today like it ain't shit. And you got people here today who, if you show them love, they think that's something to take advantage of, and they look at it as if it's a weakness. I'm telling you ahead of time that they're out there. But you can't be so frightened of them and their inability to do what's right amongst all of humanity, to the point that you don't set forth some sort of effort to continuously do right yourself. And it's inside of the loving of what? Others. Are you understanding? Are you, what's the matter? I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's all good. But I think without a distraction. Hey, y'all.
Yes.
I love y'all.
Right.
I love you, Chief.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
I love you,
Sounded
Chief.
like a robot. Your name's
Thank you.
R2D2. My name's R2D2 too. I'm Johnny Fife. Johnny Fife. Yo, is that robot name? Yo. Everything good, y'all? Hey, Drake. Drake.
Yeah.
Right here. Told you I hear real good. I hear each and every one of you as well. I bet I can make that sound go away again. Want to see?
Yeah, I sure would like that.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, that's great.
Not bad for a rookie, right?
Crystal clear.
Not bad for a rookie. Yeah.
What was it, Chief?
Hey, it's the devil. You understand?
Yes.
You asked, I gave you that. Notice how clear the line sounds now, though. Not bad for a rookie, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Drake. Yeah, I hear your love, dog. Hey, most I hear yours too. Hey, Najee.
Yes.
I be feeling you loving me all day, every day, all day. From the time you wake up till you go to sleep, till you wake up till you go to sleep. I love you. I think you're great.
I'm working on it, Chief. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, yo, I gotta go, you guys. Remember what I said, Dre. And I don't want you to take forever because I'm
Right.
gonna be looking for the commercial. Okay? I hate that shit.
Right.
When I say, yo, I'm gonna need you, woo, 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 and then I'll be looking all day today, all day tomorrow, all next. That's Brandon.
Hey,
I
Chief,
hate
can
that.
I add something? Hey, Dre, we have to start using that copyright-free music too. You know,
We can use, I'm gonna tell you like this, loved one. Honestly, we can use whatever music we want. I don't care. Let them sue us. You feel me? I mean, what you want to sue Jesus? Come on. I can't wait to get up in court with one of them fools. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna chew them up and spit them out in court. If they say anything about a violation of a copyright infringement. Oh, really? I got some first words for that. You saw that?
Yes.
I was
Yep.
asking them without question. But let me go over to the site first. I want you to send me over to the site, and I'll tell you if I hear anything I like. And I got an ear. I mean, I'm gonna tell you if I know what's good and what's not. But if they got the bogus shit over there, hell no. Just because it's not popular, no, stop that. I'm gonna play Earth and Fire. I'm gonna play um, Michael Henderson. I'm gonna play whoever the fuck I want.
One.
And I dare him to say something. I swear to you. That's why I ain't too tripping about copyrights and all that. I'm not tripping about that shit. Wanna know why? Because if the motherfucker steal something from me, that'd be the worst thing they ever steal. Stupid asses. Oh yeah, by the way, guess who I'll be talking to today? Bodie.
Oh.
Yeah, ain't that something?
Yeah, I saw his YouTube page where he got his
I'm just saying this, right? I haven't spoken to Bodie in almost 10 years. And he doesn't even know I have his telephone number. And without question, you got to know he would have never given it to me. That's the only reason he got the comment thing turned off. You see what I'm saying? Under his every YouTube thing he does, you can't make comments. You follow? Yeah, he doesn't have that turned off for the general public. And that turned off exclusively for me. You follow?
Yes.
right.
I swear to you, that's why he's got it turned off. But Satep emailed him and told him, and Bodie called him, and and he said he's going to talk to him again later on the day. He's got his phone number. He's going to tell him that he really can't talk right then, and when is a good time to reach him. And the next phone call he'll receive it will be from me. I have no idea what I'm going to say to him. I have no idea what he's going to say to me. But by God, that phone call will take place. Trust me.
Chief, is that the same Septep in London?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I get his telephone number?
I
I'm
don't have
supposed
a
to
telephone
help
number.
the.
Right, you're supposed to have every OSOICE's member's telephone number. I don't have any members' telephone numbers in London. I talk to them across Messenger. That's how I speak to them. You follow me?
Yes. I'll talk with Tank and Musa.
We'll get another suitcase. And yo, tell you guys this, man. Listen, if it don't take you long, it makes you stronger. Take it from somebody who's been so close to death that I can taste it. On a multitude of different occasions.
Chief, I have a question for you.
Feel free.
Chief?
Yes, feel free.
All right. With the Bodie situation, it seems like he for a second, for a moment, he knew and bear witness to who you are, like undoubtedly. You know what I'm saying? Like no problem. And it seems the issue came with his mate. His mate is like leaning him more towards her than to you. But I don't understand, how is that even possible when he already know who you are? You know what I'm saying? Like that pull shouldn't even have no effect on how strong he was.
Listen, I'm going to tell everybody the truth right now. Yes, without question, Bodie knows who I am. But near the end of his and I relationship, or like, in other words, when near the time in which I last heard from him, Bodie was on one step from worshiping white Jesus, saying that I'm not Jesus, I'm a Messiah type. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
right.
You want to know where this was coming from?
Yes,
The same place that noise on the phone was coming from. You asked me where it was coming from. What did I say? I said the devil. Okay, you understand?
Yes.
And what Bodhi's in for right now is just another purging. He's going to cry like a little baby. That's what I'm ultimately foreseeing. Because he knows he's wrong. You understand? He's been listening to Don Corleone and his wife. Oh yeah, by the way, when I finish writing this book called The Book of Revolution, I'm going to be writing a book called The Sister Book.
That'd be
Musa,
great.
make sure you get that book I asked you for, huh?
That book sounds, you said the Book of Sisterhood?
Yo, The Sister Book. That's what it's going to be called.
That's great.
In it, I'll be talking in great detail about our mothers, our daughters, our aunties, our nieces, our sisters, our wives. You follow?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It will be one of a kind. And yeah, you're right. You're right, Dre. He's leaning more towards his wife than he is me. Wanna know why?
Why, Chief?
Because he's been hoodwinked. Her and Don Corleone was in Bodhi's ear for a long time, and it took a whole lot for them to achieve what ultimately they achieved, which was, it took a long time for them to get him to, I mean, the brother was being told that, why does he support me? Because he could be as much the Messiah as I am. You follow? And for a minute, everybody started to believe it. Bodhi, I'm telling you, when the brothers was getting ready to beat me up in Memphis, the brothers told me, if you say you're the Messiah one more time, we're going to beat your ass. And about 8 of them. I was in the studio. I said, well, if you motherfuckers going to beat me up, y'all might as well just go and get the beat. Because if you think I'm going to stand here and lie to you, you crazy as the fuck. And then the biggest brother that was amongst them said, I don't know if he's the Messiah or not. But the little niggas don't like me. Ain't nobody going to do shit to him. They approached Bodhi and told him that if he say he's my core one more time, and Bodhi said, I'm just my mother's son. You understand?
Yes.
And notice, never once have I ever said these things to the general public or to anybody. Nobody's ever heard me talk bad about Bodhi. Not one time. And I'm really not talking bad about it now. I'm just telling the truth as to what happened. The reason he took all those shows down because he knew there was no way, after saying all he said, that he could come back to the general public and then say, I'm a Messiah type, and that I'm not the Messiah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Because he knew to do so would make him look like what?
I'm not sure.
A damn fool. It would make him look like someone, like in other words, his ability to make judgment calls at that particular point would come into question. So you can't support somebody like that. Say all the things that you said can be convinced that everybody knows, knew and still knows is real. And then mid-sentence switch up. Because to do so, that would make you look like a what?
A fool.
a fool. You see? And Bodhi only said that to me because he was coming to me. He was calling me ever so often so that he could extract new information and then go back and have something to use. Until I figured it out, and one time he called me and I spoke to him in very thick, extremely thick parables that pissed him off bad to the point he hung up the phone. You see?
Yes.
And I said, keep in mind, I'm not the one calling you. You're calling what?
You ATUN-RE.
You're calling me. That's right. You see what I'm saying? And I told him I knew what he was doing. And then I started speaking in parables that were so thick that he didn't understand what the fuck I was talking about. He became extremely upset. Next time I heard from Bodhi, Bodhi sent me $1,000, and I ain't heard from him no more. Because he did that secure party thing. And I know for certain that he's working it through fidelity. And his wife wouldn't even let me come to their house. And I was sleeping in the street, homeless, nowhere to go. You follow that? And Bodhi allowed it. Not knowing, knowing that I had traded places with him when we were in LA at Dynasty years. When we left there, I told Dynasty, I said, yo man, people like yourself and I'm not, we're going to do just fine. But you want to know who I'm worried about? Dynasty said, who? I said, Bodhi. I said, but that's all right, Bodhi, I got you. And I did the alchemy where I traded places with him, literally. I ended up sleeping on, listen, a railroad track in the tent, and he was in the mansion. You follow me?
Yes.
I did the alchemy, and he knows it.
Yes, Chief.
And I'm glad I did, because if I didn't do it, he would have suffered for real. You know what I mean? And I just couldn't see that. So, you know, just like Sophia said, when I asked Sophia, were you mad when they stole your belongings? She said, hell no. And I knew exactly where she was coming from right there. Wanna know why? Because she knew as long as it was hers, it was inevitable that they would have to pay her for it. And Bodhi knows the entire campaign, listen, platform by which he's pitching his campaign is not his dream child. He knows damn well it's not. You follow that?
Yes.
So I don't know what the fuck he's gonna say. I don't even know what I'm gonna say to him. But I bet you this, as soon as I get on the phone and say, hey, what's up, Lamont? He's gonna know exactly who he's talking to. It ain't gonna take but 1 or 2 words for him to know my voice right off the rip. Yeah, so, and I'm gonna record the conversation so everybody can hear it. And I'm not gonna try to stop his campaign. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna use again something that didn't belong to him, that did not come out of his soul, but ultimately came out of mine. I'm flattered that he would use that. You follow me? Because I didn't use it. Tell you the truth, I've forgotten all about the political party to a certain degree. I'm not interested in politics, not for real. I will be when I get to Africa. He has his eyes set on America. America ain't got no money. I'm not interested in this place. The American dollar bill is worth about 10 cents, if that. The British sterling outweighs the American dollar bill almost 10 to 1. Did you know that?
No, Chief.
It's real, because if a brother send me money from London, if they send me 100 pounds, I get almost $150. You follow that?
Mm.
That's because the British sterling outweighs the American dollar bill. See, they call America the land of the free, correct? What does the word of freedom imply to you? The
Free and
ability
dumb.
to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Listen, the ability to do whatever the fuck I want to do whenever I want to do it, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what freedom should imply to you? Right? But you don't realize you're not free. You don't realize you're not free until you get up and try to leave. Because if you're free, why do you need a pass to transport your ass wherever the fuck it is you're trying to go? You got to ask permission to it.
To go.
You follow me? We should let you know you're not what?
Free.
Right.
If you got to ask permission to leave, are you free? See, but how many American Negroes ever get up and leave and go overseas? Not many of them. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
A brother will get a Cadillac and go around and will go around the same corners in the same neighborhood until the car breaks down. Never take the car to another state. You see what I'm saying? Because of one word, fear, comfort zone.
Yes, Chief.
What I'm going to say is just stop. If you're tired, stop. We have time. No, he's going to be here at 9:30 and we'll leave by 12. I'm saying, I told him I wanted him here. I wanted him here early so that he could help. You don't have to do all this at one time. That's not meant for any one person to have to do all of this. Come on. You're pushing yourself entirely too hard.
Too hard.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, in other words, it's a beautiful thing. I'm flattered, but I know you gotta be tired. I told you take a break. But you like me, once you start something, you want to finish. Yeah, I know you like me. That's all right. It's whatever you don't get in the wash, I'll get in the rinse. Trust me. I know that about you. Thank you. She used to say that at Uncle Pat's house. I want you to know I'm here to do whatever you want me to. If it wasn't for you, I saved your life, not for you to be on that page. I saved your life because that was the right thing to do. Yeah, so it was the right thing to do. Obedient. Yeah, no doubt. But don't push yourself into the grave. No, but it was the right thing to do. Well, I'm not built like that. I appreciate you. There's no way I can argue against that. But at the same time, I will though. I don't want you to feel so overly obligated behind the fact that I've saved your life. I saved your life. I saved your life because it was the right thing to what? To do. I didn't do it for you to be obligated in that manner. This thing is crazy.
Crazy about somebody that loves me and everybody in this world trying to love them.
That's a beautiful thing.
When you people trying to basically there's nothing in the face that we made all we thought about. Okay. Yes, we do. You have stem me wrong. Have you?
No, not one time.
Okay. So why should I have to have the feeling to slap it in your face when you never stood me wrong? And you show me so much love that I don't deserve. That's true. That's really big. Come for me.
That's growth and development. It's a beautiful thing to see somebody grow in a way that I bore witness to people such as the sister and such as you too. And I have faith that, in a real way, you return back to the state you were. Love ain't gonna let you go like that. I'm talking to Ebony. Ebony, without question, ailment or not, love ain't gonna let you go like that. No, I was with you. Well, we have to get some more suitcases. Those 2 suitcases up there, there's 2 suitcases right there. One is empty, and the other one doesn't have that much stuff in it. I'm packing because I'm leaving this location today. There used to be a time. There used to be a time. There used to be a time where every bird had a nest and every fox had a hole. But the son of man had nowhere to lay his head and rest. The Most High has blessed me to have seen better days now. I remember when I didn't have nowhere to go. I mean, nowhere. And Jordan can relate to that. She was telling me tonight about, what it's like. And I'm saying, don't forget, I come from the same place. I've been there. I know what it's like. Hey, you guys. Now, G.
Yes.
I want
Yes,
to say
Chief.
thank you for inviting us to your home. You know what I mean?
You're welcome, Chief.
I was flattered and honored. No, and also, I want to say thank you to Musa. It's not that I didn't want to, or I don't want to, but it's certain things that I have to achieve in certain places. And right now, Atlanta is where I'm supposed to be.
Got you, G.
That's very real.
We're building this nation, Chief.
I'm proud of you all. Keep up the good work. Nobody ever said it will be easy, but I did say it would be rewarding. Nothing good comes easy anyway. Now you say easier said than done. No, it's done and then made easy.
And
Step one is
easy
to do.
come,
No, it's not easy come, easy go.
yes.
It's done and then made easy. After every hardship, there's ease. It's not going to rain forever. And I told you all a long time ago, after the rain, everything's going to be just fine. For real. I thank all of you for the lovely show.
And thank you, Chief.
And I thank you all for the love that you showed each other. And I just want you to know I'm eternally grateful to each of you. It's been, and it still is, one heck of a ride. Isn't it?
Mm.
One heck of a ride.
Yes, indeed.
And in a certain type of way, we're coming full circle by me being able to talk to Bodhi today. Oh man, this is a long time coming.
Gotta work with the. I'm sorry, Chief. I was saying you gotta work with the disagreeables.
I'm not saying that Bodhi was disagreeable. I'm saying that Bodhi has been misled in certain places in certain times. But you have to keep in mind, I'm not the reformer of this day and time. I'm the what?
The Messiah.
Reminder. The reminder. So Bodhi's going to be reminded of a whole lot of things today. Could change him forever. Might not change him what? At all. I just feel like Bodhi, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it though. This is a day that I look forward to for a very long time.
Chief, I have a question.
What's your question?
In the book of Isaiah, who's the Redeemer?
The Redeemer?
Yes.
Well, again, to redeem something, in order to establish who the Redeemer is, you have to first figure out what redemption is all about. What is redemption? That's like if I'm in a hotel and I leave my watch in the bathroom and then check out. I call back and I say, I left my watch in the room. I want to come and redeem my belongings. You follow me?
Yes.
The Redeemer is every member of this what?
Organization.
This family. Exactly. Exactly. We're here to redeem what belongs to what? Us.
All right.
And so in terms of who the Redeemer was in the book of Isaiah, you can only apply that to whomever the shoe so fit. And there's more than one type of Redeemer. It depends upon what you are coming to what?
I'm not sure. Oh.
To redeem. So you read the book of Isaiah and you look within the confines of the story and you find out who came at that time to reclaim something. And you will find that person to be the Redeemer. But again, it all depends upon what that person was there to redeem. That
Right.
you would consider him the type of Redeemer that should have a consideration or not. Because you can only, a Redeemer can only be declared something to be remembered, all according to what they were there to redeem. You see? If you
Yes, I
came back
understand.
to redeem a pot of, if you came back to redeem a pot of shit, that would tell you what type of redeemer that being was. But if they came back to redeem something that was of value, that meant something not just to them, but to the entire world, you follow me?
Yes.
That would be the type of redeemer that you would want to remember and give and pay respect to. So again, you would have to look in the confines of the entire story that Isaiah wrote to find out who that redeemer was being, who the being was talking about. But I do know that we're here to redeem something. You know, we're here to redeem
The
the
people.
entire planet. The entire planet.
Uh,
You know why? Because it has to be made anew. You can't make it anew if you don't redeem it. You have to reclaim it as being yours. Like I often say, picture us in an apartment, right?
yes.
And the apartment is
Yeah.
nothing but one room, and it has a nice carpet on it, on the floor. No furnishing whatsoever. But we're so happy that we got this place to stay that we all good on the middle of the floor and start to play and back and forth in the rug. You know how people do. And so much so that we become tired and we lay in there and we say, dang, you know what? I'm hungry. And you say, yeah, I'm hungry too. And we say, well, okay, come on, let's go out and get something to eat. We get up, we go get something to eat, and when we come back, we see somebody has broken into our little apartment and tracked mud all over our brand new carpet. We see footprints of mud and dirt all over our brand new carpet. So what we then do is say, man, we gotta clean this up. We go to Home Depot and we purchase Hoover, watch this, 6,000. We come back, we plug it up, and it goes boom, 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 and we go across the floor. No matter how many times we go boom, 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 the dirt is still there. So then we look at each other and say, no, you know what? We got to go back and get the better Hoover, the Hoover 2000. And we go back, we pay more money and buy the Hoover 2000, and we bring it home. And we go boom, boom, boom. And no matter how many times we go boom, 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 the dirt is still there. So finally we say, no, we got to go back and get the very best Hoover they got. The Hoover 1400. We come bring it home, plug it up, and we go boom, 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 and the dirt is still there. When are we going to realize that the Hoover system is not working? Well, let me explain what I meant by that. That little apartment I was talking about is the planet Earth. It might not be much, but it's ours. And somebody has broken into our apartment and tracked dirt all over our brand new rug. And so what we did is we went and bought the Hoover 6,000 first, which was Judaism. Judaism has been on the planet now for 6,000 years. And what has it changed? Absolutely what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Now, so we go back and we get a better one. The Hoover 2000, Christianity. And what has it, changed? Absolutely nothing. We go back and get the best Hoover they got, the Hoover 1400, which is Al-Islam. Because Al-Islam has been on the planet now for 1,400 years. And what has it changed? Absolutely nothing. When are we going to realize that the system called religion It's not cleaning up any what?
It's not working.
To the point that now we have to use a new system. And that's the system of love. It's guaranteed will work this time. When you set aside the fact that I'm a Baptist and you're a Jew, then we can't kick it with each other. And when you set aside the fact that I'm Muslim and you're a Christian, that we can't kick it with each other. When you set aside the fact that I'm a Seventh-day Adventist and you're a Jehovah's Witness, the fact that we can't kick it with each other, when you set these things aside, then you will be well on your way to reestablishing a system, no, to establishing a system that will finally work. Because it's because of religion that beings on this planet sit so separately. Because religion is the seed of the devil himself. Because it's based on belief, which is the acceptance of something that I'm not sure is true or not, which is ignorance. And ignorance merely means to ignore the facts. Fact. The state of the planet is in its worst condition now and quickly getting worse and worse every what? Day. Fact. They will teach you that this God or Allah or Jehovah, whatever name you want to call your higher power, is the all-loving and all-kind and all-wise, correct?
Yes.
They teach you this in Christianity, they teach you this in Judaism, and they teach you this in Islam. And they will teach you that this God or Allah or Jehovah, whatever name you want to call your higher power, has might and power over all things, to the point that he's called El Shaddai, the Almighty. Watch now. And he knows everything. He knows things even before it comes into existence. It's what they teach you in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. And he's the all-loving and all-kind. Now stop. And then they teach you that he created you and put you into a garden and told you what not to eat. Now, let's take it away from religion for a minute. I'm a school teacher. I teach a class of 30 students. At the end of a 30-day time span, I implement what is called the test. Question, why do I implement that test?
To see if the student has learned something.
Because I can see which one of my students has listened to the information well enough to the degree I can give him or her a passing or failing grade, correct?
Yes.
Now, okay, let's take it back to religion. They will teach you that this God or Allah or Jehovah put you in a garden and told you what not to eat. And that he gave you the gift of will so that he could see by way of your choices whether or not you would be worthy of the paradise as opposed to the hell's fire. Now, isn't this what they teach?
Yes.
They teach that in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, correct?
Yes.
And then they will teach you that this God is the all-knowing and the all-wise, and that he has might and power over all things, and he knows things even before they happen. So let's take it back to the school teacher now. I am a school teacher. I teach a class of 30 students. At the end of a 30-day time span, I implement what is called the test. Why do I implement that test? So that I can see which one of my students has listened to the information to the degree that I can give him or her a passing or failing grade, correct?
Yes.
Well, wait a minute, I'm the all-knowing. I know everything even before it comes into existence. And if I know everything even before it comes into existence, then wouldn't I know which one of my students would pass or fail the test prior to me giving it? And if I knew which one of my students would pass or fail the test prior to me giving it, what would be the reason for me to have to give the test in the first place? Right? Now let's go back to religion. They teach you that this God, or Allah, or Jehovah, gave you the gift of will so that he can see by way of your choices whether or not you would be worthy of the paradise as opposed to the hell's fire. But wait a minute, I'm the all-knowing, and I know everything even before it comes into existence. Then what would be the reason for me to see? Wouldn't I already know?
Yeah.
I mean, when you put me in the garden and you told me what not to eat, didn't you already know that I was going to eat it? And if you knew that I was going to eat it, watch now, are you telling me that my God set me up to fail? And by virtue of him having set me up to fail, and he knew I would, that now I have to pick my food through thorns. My woman has to suffer the pains of childbirth and menstruation, etc. And I would say to you, what type of God is that? Where's the love in that? You mean to tell me you set me up to fail, and when I fail, just like you knew I would, then you punish me for that? Well, my God is not that God, and neither is that your God. Because to know a thing is not before it occurs, it's after it happens. When they say that this God or Allah, Jehovah, knows everything even before it comes into existence, you can't find that nowhere in the scriptures at all. In the Holy Quran, it says, Allahu Alam, Allahu Al-Hakimu. Allah is the knower and the wise. Never does it say that Allah knew things even before it came into existence. That's bullshit. We don't know which way you will choose until you make that what? Choice. And free will is only free if you exercise your will in the right direction. Because if you don't, it's a price tag attached to that you will pay. It's called karmatic debt. You follow?
Yes, I'm following.
So the truth of the matter is, you all got screwed up and tripped up and trapped into a thing called religion, never even taking into consideration, well, what does the word religion mean? You see the prefix "re" on it, right?
Yes.
You know that means to do again, correct?
I'm not sure.
Anytime you add the
Yes.
prefix "re" to any word, it means to do it again. If I say, brother, will you refill this glass? You couldn't refill the glass if at one time the glass wasn't already what? Full. It would have had to be full, then emptied out in order for the necessity for it to be refilled to ever come about. Are you understanding that?
Yes.
So if you see the word religion, you see the prefix "re," correct?
Yes.
So you know in that word, we know that something is being done again. What is the root word is what you all should have been asking yourselves. What is the root word of religion? Ready? Legion. And I cast legions of demons into the swine, correct?
Yes.
So if I say religion, I'm talking about a means by which all of those legions of demons could come here all over what?
Okay.
Again, through a thing called religion, which is all based on, ready, belief. And the definition of the word belief reads like this: to believe. The acceptance of something which I am not, I repeat, am not 100% sure whether it's true or not, which is why I say I believe in. You follow me?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's a difference between believing in something and knowing something. Your scriptures didn't tell you to believe in anything. They said, now the man has become like one of us. He knows. It didn't say you believed. It said you knew. And that was the element by which you could be as one of what? Us.
Us.
And what do you think
Us.
is more powerful? To believe in something or to know it?
To know something.
No.
That's right. Because when you know the power of God, by it having worked in your life, can't nobody take that from you, and can't nobody ever tell you that that didn't happen. And you're not believing in that. You know that because you experienced it for your what? Self,
So,
right?
So,
yes.
Okay, so again, and nowhere did anyone ever say, well, where did the word believe come from? Now watch this, y'all. The word believe came about by the usage of two words being put together. Lie, which is spelled B-E-L-I-E, and Eve, which is spelled E-V-E. Okay, are you with me so far?
Yes.
In order to know
yes.
what its true definition is, you would have to look up the word belie first. And the word belie's definition reads like this: to give the lie to, or to give the falsehood to. So if I say belie Eve, I'm saying to give the falsehood to who?
Eve.
Eve.
Who they say was the mother of all living, which is why I'm writing the sister book next. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Because belief is to give the lie to the woman, which is why your devil came to Eve first. Because keep in mind, Zakar was first called Cadman. Listen now, because he was a member of Ashtar what? Command.
Man.
And then he was in the land of Nud and participated in the great wars. And then when they moved him out of Nud into the garden, listen, in Eden, watch now, that's when he took the name Sakar. And the name Sakar meant he who remembers. The rememberer is what the word or name Zakar means. So he remembers everyone. And that's why the devil didn't come to him first. Because the devil knew that Zakar would remember exactly who he was. Because Lucifer was there in the land of Nud with everybody else. And the way I know is because before Abraham, I am. Meaning I was there what?
Before.
2. How do you think I know all what took place in the land of Nud? How do you think I know that? Because I was there. I remember it like it was what? Yesterday. And I keep telling you all, anytime you see the letter O, that there's a secret there. You see the letter O in front of the word oracle. You see the letter O in front of the word orgy too. So the question is, how do you decipher it all? You see? Now watch. Or, when you say orgy, the first 2 letters spell out the word what?
Or.
Or, then you have G and Y. Or GY. Now watch. And we know that Y, listen, is also a chromosome. Because you have an X and a Y chromosome. And then you have to say G. Because the G comes before the what? Y in the word orgy. And keep in mind, that was amongst the Tigris and Euphrates River that ran down into a place called of Chaldea. Means fire, and Chaldea means amongst the flames. And whether you all know it or not, the word hell came from the word ohel, which meant tabernacle. And tabernacle, listen, means gathering. It's where the people ready gathered. Okay, are y'all understanding that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the word tabernacle from, is the word ohel. Watch now, and there's that O is in front of the word hell, right? What? There. So where's the secret at? In the beginning of it, it's what? Oh,
No.
what? That has to do with what? Hell, coming from the word ohel. Watch now, which meant gathering, right? Now watch. And then you have orgy, which is O-G-Y. Now, G stands, if you see Freemason, they have a symbol of a compass and a what? Square.
Where?
What do they have in the middle of that G? I mean, excuse me, in the middle of that compass and square?
A G.
Which they say stands for God, right?
Yes.
It doesn't. It
Yeah.
stands for genitalia. Because male and female created he them. In the day, they were created and called their names Adam. You hear that?
Yes, I hear.
Male and female created he what? Them.
Yeah.
What now? And called their names what? Adam. So Adam was not one person. Adam was a tribe, which was the Adamites. Because when you say Adam, you're really saying black mud or red clay, which talks about the physical composition of the beings. You follow me?
Yes.
And you have to keep in mind, is there a difference between an amoeba and an amoeba? There's a very big difference.
What is the amoeba?
That's where we came from. We rode on the back of the dolphin that was released into your what? Waters. And when the sunlight touched us, we then split and diversified, thereby creating what you call your sea creatures. And it's out of the water that all life did what?
Begin.
Come.
Oh.
Because they're called sea what? Creatures, correct?
Yes.
And keep in mind, I told you we have a formula that goes A plus B equals what? C. And when you see, you are what? Free. I've been telling you niggas this for a long what? Time.
Fine.
And I said their formula goes Z plus Y equals X. Because up underneath that X, they wanted all divine information to remain unknown. How do you know? Because X in algebra represents the unknown. And you had two different sets of angelic beings that they called the sons of God in Genesis 6. The first set, it says, then it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of earth, that the sons of God, Nephilim, saw the daughters of men that they were fair, Jalil, meaning voluptuous, and they took them wives, all of which they chose. Now, is to take an act of compassion or an act of aggression?
The question.
There you go. So that lets you know that those were those demons who were called Nephilim. And it's right there in the original Hebrew manuscript. It doesn't say sons of God in the original Hebrew manuscript. It says, and the Nephilims. And Nephilims means those who would cast what? Down. So that's Lucifer and his team. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
And then it says, and also after that, the sons of God went in unto the daughters of men. Anytime you see went in unto or came in unto, that denotes consensual sex. You follow me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, so one group was called the Nephilim, and the other were called the Jabarian. That's us, because with us, we brought the science of mathematics, which is, and when you say Jabarian, that's where you get the word algebra from. Okay?
Yes.
So again, I told you our formula goes A plus B equals C. And there's a difference between an amoeba and an amoeba. And when you say sea creatures, watch now, that's like saying seamen, seaman, seamen. And when you say amoeba, now you're talking about X-Men. Because they made a mockery of us when they made the movie called X what? Men.
Man.
We're not X what? Men. They called us mutants. We are not mutants. We are metamorphical. We are constantly metamorphosizing from one state to yet what? Another. You see, because it says now the man has become. When you utilize the word become, now you're talking about metamorphosis. The moving from one state to what? Another. Okay? So again, sea creatures came from your amoeba, and Ashtar Command came out of your amoeba. You see? But they could not swim. Most of them suffer from asthma. Ashtar Command. You follow me? They have a hard time what? Breathing. That's why in your Marvel comic books, that was written by Stan Lee, because I told you all that David Hudson, who discovered the monoatomics, rediscovered rather, gave it to 4 of his friends. One, watch now, Gene Roddenberry, who wrote Star Trek. 2, Stan Lee, who wrote Marvel comic books. 3, watch now, George Lucas, who did E.T., Star Wars, you follow me, and Jurassic Park, right? And guess who else he gave it to? Baba, who wrote the Holy what? Tablets. You see? So each one of them had their memories what? Restored. And they had to put the truth, but Baba. Baba had his memory restored, but he did not put the truth under a cloak of a thing called science fiction. But everybody should have figured out that nothing in science is fictional. If you saw The Predator and you saw how intricately that motherfucker had dreadlocks, that motherfucker's mouth opened up like this, motherfucker, can't nobody sit around no table and dream up some shit like that. They would have had to have seen that shit some what? Where? And they did, because those beings come from, listen, the Pleiades star constellation. Okay, you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So again,
Yes.
there's nothing in fiction, there's nothing in science that is fictional. And that's why Nubians all over the planet, when those star shows would come on, would be around the television or at the movie theater, because you had such a great connection with those types of entertainment events. Because you would, anything that had to do with the stars in the sky, got your interest immediately, because you came from those stars. You see? That's why ET phone what? Phone home. You see? And again, if you look at Dr. Spock on the Starship Enterprise, and you look at a Marvel comic book character by the name of Submariner, you're looking at the exact same what?
Person.
Beings, that's right. And listen, Submariner's skin tone was green, and so was Spock's. And again, watch now, Spock moved off of logic, right?
Yes.
What do you think Nuwapo is?
Sound right reasoning.
Logic, logic. Sound right reasoning, logic, same thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
you had a being whose name was Submariner, who was under the water. Whether you know it or not, that's me. Submariner. Watch now. His name was what? Nemo. Prince Nemo. Right? If
Yes.
you read the Nemo, which is spelled N-E-M what? O. Did you know that that's one of Tahuti's names also? I swear to you. Don't believe me, check it out. And watch this. But you also had a cat named Aquaman who had to wear suit to come into what?
The water.
That was Astar what?
Command.
Command. You follow me?
Yes, I follow.
Because they couldn't go under the water, listen, unless they had something to assist them to be able to breathe. You follow me?
Yes.
Yes.
And so again, the amoeba came by virtue of the breaking of the galactical law, because Astar Command is using your water on this planet to procreate themselves. They're hybrids that can't have what?
Reproduce.
Children.
Babies. They can't have babies. That's why the war is being fought over what? Fertility.
Yes.
Okay, are you understanding me?
Yes.
So again,
Yes.
how are they recreating themselves? I'll tell you how. Or procreating, because ashes, listen, ashes to ashes and dust to what?
Dust.
To dust
Dust.
is what many people will do to their family members in burying them. They will have their family members cremated, not realizing that for the 72 hours, that being is still very much fucking what? Alive. And they feel that what? Shit. That's hell. Because then, watch, they take your ashes and put it in an urn, right? And
Yes.
then they take it to the ocean and sprinkle it across the waters, correct?
Yes.
Well, that's your amoebas coming out of those ashes that then, by virtue of what? Evaporation, goes right back into their etheric what? Net that you call clouds. It's fucking as real as a fuck. You see?
Yes, I see.
Because the ashes, they break galactical law because they're not supposed to put anything into another planet's what? Waters. And the only way they're able to sustain themselves is through ashes, which is why you have Ash Wednesday. Like a brother said, well, I said to my cell buddy, I said, yo, man, I'm getting out. They finna let me out. He said, when? I said, Wednesday. He said, you go home Wednesday? I said, yeah, Wednesday let me.
That's a good one.
Wednesday let me. Okay? So again, they created a thing called Ash, what? Wednesday. What? Wednesday let me do what it is I'm doing and not be able to find what? Out. That I'm putting a symbol of death on each and every one of their foreheads because it's on a Wednesday. Wednesday let me put my ashes into the water that I then can, listen, procreate my what? As a member of Ashtar what?
Command.
It's a pain in the ready ass. Because
Chief,
again, they
Chief, your
utilize
camera.
the A, watch now, they utilize the A,
Excuse me,
and what
Chief.
they
Your
did was to first of
Chief. Excuse me. Your camera's on.
okay, there you go. My bad. Anyway, they utilize, watch now, their ashes to procreate themselves. And in this, watch now, you have a situation occurring because they are hybrids that they created, listen, the letter J, because they wanted to stop, listen, the Lamb of the Most High. So the letter J was created because they took the letter Lamb in Hebrew, which looks like a L that goes up like this, and the letter Lameth in, Lameth in Hebrew and Lamb in Arabic, and they blocked it. They just took the line and drew it right across the what? Top, creating the letter what? J. Then they put the A, which stood for Ask Our Command, right behind the letter J. Watch now, because when you put the letter A at the end of any name, it moves it from its masculine tense to its feminine tense, where Eric becomes Erica, Tony becomes Tanya, Alexander becomes Alexandria. Okay, and so that's the promotion of homo what? Sexuality. Why? Because in alchemy, that which is not must be presented first. So if they were after our fertility, they had to create and produce the most unfertile act that would ever be known to human beings, which is how they came with the 10 commandments. Because when you say commandment, now you're talking about the same sex union act of two men, co-man, men. You follow? Co means two, man, men. So what they're saying is that's talking about the same sex union act of two what? Men, called homosexual what? Ality. Because they had to produce the most unfertile act that could ever be known, ready, to man. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
and then that's when Eric becomes Erica, Tony becomes Tanya, Alexander becomes Alexandria. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
So they put the A
Yes.
behind the letter J, and then they put their Anu's name right behind that, which was Zeus, which produced the word Jesus, which is where you get the name Jesus from. Okay? So that's who created that name. And I said, many shall come in my name, Yeshua, saying that I, Yeshua, am Jesus, believe them not. They shall deceive many. But they twisted it and they said, many shall come in my name, saying that I am Jesus, believe them not, for they shall deceive many. So they set it up where anybody who came along saying that they were the Messiah, everybody would turn and look at that person as if they were lying. You follow that?
Yes.
That was their diabolical scheme that is still ongoing. Because you go in a Catholic church Anything that stands in representation of a thing in alchemy is indeed a thing. And a motherfucker comes up to you and says, the body of Jesus. And I'm supposed to want to put that shit in my mouth? That's cannibalism. You understand what I'm saying? The blood of Jesus. I'm supposed to want to drink that? That's vampirism. You follow what I'm saying? And nobody ever figured that shit the fuck what? You go in, you put your hand in the urn, in the thing, and you make the sign of the cross over your body, which is a symbol of what? Death. If you wear a cross on your neck, that's equivalent to wearing a small electric chair around your neck. Because the cross was the means by which Rome executed its prisoners on death row. Like America executes its prisoners on death row by electric chair. So the electric chair and the cross would be the exact same fucking thing. You follow?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I follow.
Yeah.
So, like, if you look at the surgical needle that they use for lethal injection,
Mm-hmm.
that is also a
No doubt. Bingo. Exactly. And see, and now what? And they drew up the cross, watch now, and shot it into your mainstream America, mainstream mentality of everybody who was involved in this thing called religion, which was the main thing that kept people from ever coming together as a family. Because of the word belief. And belief is, listen, the seed of the devil. Because it's got you accepting things that you ain't sure is true. And they put you under a spell of ghost worship and called it the gospel. See, ghost spell, gospel, same thing. You follow?
Yes.
Because they called the Bible the book of the dead. You're right. Because who in it is alive? And they say the only one is alive in the spirit. So that again is ghost what? Worship. You see? Ghost spell. And see, and it's time to break that spell by spelling it out in a way by which it can finally be made clear to those of you who, like I said many times before, if you and I walked into a store and bought a 13-inch black and white TV, and we get it home and it takes us a week to figure out how to plug it up. Why? Because me and you ain't never seen a TV before. So we plug it up. When it comes on, we're going to do like this. Now watch. And the thing is playing fucked up, but the me and you is playing just what? Fine. Why? Because we ain't never seen a TV before. It takes us a week to figure out how to turn the channel. And it's playing fucked up. But the me and you is playing just fine. Till one day somebody comes in and we like, man, move out the way. We watching I Love Lucy, man, move out the way. Said, man, why you watching it like this? And for the very first time, we see somebody take the antenna and move it and bring the picture in clear. What are we going to do? We're going to look at each other, look back at the picture and be like, damn, we could have been watching like that the whole time, right?
Yes.
Well, the little black and white TV I'm talking about, listen, is life. It's the planet Earth. And the picture's playing fucked up. But to me and you, it's playing just what? Fine. Because we ain't never seen no other planet before. So it's playing just fine, right up until Pops comes and he moves the antenna. And now the picture's playing clearer than what?
Bell.
Than ever before. And they're mad as a motherfucker because that picture that was playing fucked up for you all, they wanted to stay playing that fucked up to the point that you all would never be able to see anything real that was going on. And bingo, because they were feeding you dualities in a three-dimensional world that couldn't possibly be realities because they were short by one from the what? Start. A duality is not a reality in a three-dimensional world. They told you 2, 4, 6, 8 is even, right?
Yeah.
Even if that's not true, because then you have 3, 6, 9, 12. How is it that 2 odds can produce an even, but 2 evens can't produce an odd? Well, that's not even at what? All. And is it 2 things that declare something even, or is it 3? It's 3. You're absolutely right, because in order for something to be declared even, that means you have to take the 2 objects and put them onto the plates of Libra, the scale of Libra. Everybody's so busy looking at the 2 plates that they forget there's a center thing that is suspending the 2 plates. So it's not 2 things that declare it even, it's 3. But they took the center of everything out. Want to know why? Because they know the center seat belongs to me. You see, they never wanted you all to look at the center what? Of anything. They don't want you to look into the center of any what? Thing. If I say hot, you say
cold.
Well, what about warm? You see? And that's a real easy one. If I say up, you say down. What about that which is neither up nor down? Now watch this. But if I say God and the devil, the question is what sits in the center of that? If I say good and evil, what sits in the center of that? If I say light and darkness, what sits in the center of that? Because the same thing that sits in one of those places sits in all 3, and it becomes a horse of a different color. Why? Because that's not so easily answered. Well, what sits in between God and the devil? The confused. What sits in between light and darkness? The confused. What sits in between good and evil? The confused, which is why 144,000 of you has yet to rise. The reason being is because they tampered with the formula that would have given you all your pathway by which you would have risen a long time ago. They said, what? Now the man has become like one of us. He knows good, 1 thing, right? Evil, 2 things. Which should have let you know that the formula was missing 1 what? Thing. Because this is a 3-dimensional what?
World.
World. Because it should have read, now the man has become like one of us. He knows good. 1 thing. Evil. 2 things. And what exists in between, which is the confused. And you all, if y'all had had that information long time ago, y'all would have risen long time ago. That's why I'm here. To cause 144,000 of you to finally get up and rise to the occasion. Because it's an extravaganza and a celebration of life. Now, am I understood, or need I say more? And if I don't say so, I think I said that's it quite what? Well, not bad for a rookie.
Yes, Chief.
Yes, indeed.
Very well.
You follow that? Now, what I want you to do is take that recording there and put it out there. Box it, back it, and put it out there. Shaddah Da fam. Shaddah Da.
Shaddah Da.
And please
Shaddah Da,
don't
Chief. Love you.
listen. And please don't take forever doing it. I can't stand that shit. When I say box it, bag it, and put it out there, I want it out there as quick as you possibly can get it there. Meaning you get off the phone with me and you go right to work to putting together the show and you get it out there before 12 o'clock this afternoon. You see, that's how it's supposed to be done. With all that lazy, shiftless, I'll get it, I'll do it a little late. That's not how it should be after everything that we as your heavenly host have done for y'all. You should be honored.
Yes, Chief.
If we say jump, to say how high when you want us to come down. You should be honored. Because I want y'all to know it's a lot of other things we could be doing with our time than focusing on a bunch of Negroes that don't want to do anything for their fucking life.
Selves.
So,
Truth is what?
Truth.
true.
So you should be, it's like the story of Cain and Abel. Every work that you do is your sacrifice. Now, either you going to bring your best to the table, or you just going to throw something together and say, fuck it, I don't care if my name ain't Abel. Because keep in mind, I'm able, are you? Becomes the question. Meaning I'm going to do the very best that I can do. And I'm going to get it done because I'm able. Because either you are able or you are a cane. And a cane is a staff that a disabled person will use to get them from point A to point B. We who are your elders call it an excuse. Because you got motherfuckers who do just enough to say they did what? Something. Which is like not doing nothing at what?
Oh.
They'll sweep the fuck out the floor, but won't take no garbage out though. Won't wash no dishes. Walking around with a broom all motherfucking day talking about I'm looking for the dustpan. You follow it?
Yes, Chief.
So again, if I say box it, bag it, put it out there, you have opportunity to earn a blessing. Meaning if you do it the very best you can right away, as hard as you can, get it out to the people, because they need to hear that shit just as bad as you needed to hear it. Don't you think so?
Yes, Chief.
Yes.
So you should be like, man, I get this is my service, my sacrifice to God and what?
I knew.
That's right. So if you just throw it together all lazy, then I'll get to it, man. And you cane all over again. You don't see that?
Yes, I see.
Shaddah Da fam. Shaddah Da.
That's that.
Shaddah Da.
Hey, family. Hey, Andre and Nadine.